Hi, thank you for allowing me to serve as the mayor of Fountain Hills, my hometown of over 36 years. First thing I want to say is as we navigate these new and somewhat strange waters, you're not alone. Information and circumstances change almost by the hour, and if you're feeling overwhelmed but somehow calm, annoyed but then really grateful, and worried but also have faith, you can be assured that you're joined by me and your friends and relatives on any given day. In the past weeks, I, along with the town manager and staff, have been on daily conference calls with other local leaders, the governor's office, several national elected leaders, and a variety of both private and public sector organizations about the pandemic. The council, staff, and I owe you that effort to stay abreast on what our regional, state, and national leaders are doing to mitigate this threat. The town of Fountain Hills issued our first emergency proclamation on March 18th, and you may have heard we released a second emergency proclamation yesterday. The language can be found at our town's website and at various other places, including the Times. It serves as a sort of a timeline describing the federal, state, and local actions up till today and incorporates terms of the governor's executive orders. This is important as the Attorney General's office recently released an opinion that municipalities may enforce their own emergency proclamations consistent with state statute. We were starting to hear from some that wanted to volunteer to help curb what they feel is risky behavior, and we don't want people to think that they need to fill that role. It's very important that residents and businesses have faith that we're taking decisive action for their safety and well-being. That said, the town has full confidence in Maricopa County Sheriff's Department professionalism and ability to educate and guide, which is the preferred way to encourage safe distancing. But where necessary, we will enforce the law fairly and equally. We often thank and recognize those who protect and sacrifice for our country. That's what we're all being asked to do, literally saving lives and showing care and concern for your neighbors by staying home. We're not being asked to go to a faraway place, leaving family and jobs for many months, even years, wearing your hair and clothes and eating meals that are determined by others for you. No, we're being asked and told to please stop congregating at the parks, stop having house parties, and otherwise not practicing physical distancing. We should enthusiastically take this opportunity to contain the spread and mitigate the effect of COVID-19 in our town. Now some items that could use probably some clarification. First, regarding essential services. While any establishment listed as essential has the right to stop operating themselves, cities, towns, and counties are prohibited from taking action to close any activity on the list. There are provisions in the executive order describing these steps businesses must take in order to practice physical distancing. The nature of some of them, though, such as salons, makes it impossible to serve their clients without being close, and this is a contradiction that I can't explain. In addition, as the town takes steps such as closing playgrounds and skate parks to discourage gatherings, preserve cleaning supplies, and keep staff safe, we find ourselves trying to defend golf courses staying open, as those are only used by people who can afford to play, and they also promote closer contact than we'd like to see. I hope that nail salons, spas, golf courses, and other retail businesses not involved with truly essential services will decide to close for the time being. Please note again, though, that they absolutely have that choice, and they will still be eligible to access the resources coming online from the state and federal government. Any city that tries to take action in Arizona is subject to a legal challenge, but in the meantime, please know that many mayors and I are working every day to get that list narrowed down to be more in line with the Department of Homeland Security. Some have asked about community pools. As private entities, they are exempt, but again, any HOA or condo board can decide to close. Last, I'm going to talk about addressing crowding, not only at parks, but online when you're waiting at the stores. And while I mentioned that the AG and now MCSO do have legal tools, you as community members are the ultimate enforcers, so to speak. We do not have a food shortage, but a supply chain issue, which ultimately has the same result of empty shelves. We're working with Senator Sinema's office to assist with stocking, but please don't overbuy. Many of our neighbors have health challenges and are seniors, And with limited delivery options at this time, they're significantly at a disadvantage about getting their basic needs met. Part of the stay-at-home success depends on being connected. We're social beings. We can safely patronize our local businesses by getting takeout or delivery and having virtual happy hours or coffee breaks and sharing meals together. Develop habits to keep in touch. Have a routine to stay in contact through the many channels available. We just had a New York grandkids classical Zoom concert with a little metal guitar thrown in by our Philly son. This keeps them and us in virtual contact with each other and our local firefighter captain's son and his ER nurse wife, who at our age we can't visit right now or see their 3 girls in person at this time. There are resources to help with creative ideas to reduce stress, plus all the medical and economic information that's available. For the latest national information, please go to cdc.gov. For statewide information, a good place to go is the Department of Health Services, which is azDHS.gov. Our chamber CEO, Betsy Lavoie, has been actively seeking and distributing solid information on how to help our businesses and employees. There you can check fountainhillschamber.com. And of course, our own town website, fh.az.gov, we have all the governor's executive orders, our emergency declarations, and information about our meetings and services and such. We will continually advocate for a response that is focused on our health, first and foremost, whether that be for families, people who may contract this virus, their friends, or those first responders and healthcare professionals that are on the front lines fighting this battle for us. We can do this. We can all be a part of this, and I thank you and wish you all well.